Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another house building video. Today we're building the mirror cube. It's a cube with mirrors around it as it looks like in the thumbnail. I don't know. Because I've always liked those homes that are just like glass cubes that are just in like a forest somewhere. And they always look really cool. Problem is they always look terrible in Sims. Then I thought, okay, why don't we just slap a bunch of mirrors around the outside? That'll look kind of cool. It'll be kind of invisible in air quotes, because not really. Now, I was going to make all the windows like super seamless, like with none of these sort of vertical gaps in them. A couple of reasons that I left the gaps. Number one, it was going to be super tedious to actually like close all the gaps. I mean, I could have just layered multiple windows over each other. The problem with that, it does work and it looks great when you're zoomed in, but when you zoom out and you have all the, all the mirrors layered, they have the sort of Z fighting texture glitch where they sort of flicker back and forth. And it's super annoying when you have a bunch of mirrors sort of overlaid like that. So that's why I didn't do that. And then also because it wouldn't actually line up very well with the building. And also, I think the vertical sort of lines of it look kind of cool. So I was kind of fine with it. It also gives you, the sense that, you know what, there's actually a building there. It's not just mirrors. Yes, very dangerous for cars driving on the road. Could reflect light and blind them. Not a great thing, but that's why we're on an island. No cars. Problem solved. Also, wouldn't be great for low-flying planes, but planes probably wouldn't fly that high. So that problem is also solved. Also, probably wouldn't be good for birds. That problem's not really solved. The birds may fly into this if it were real. But, just don't worry about it. I think it'll be fine. Right, so I was trying to figure out where to put the doors. Right there, apparently. It seemed like a good place to do it. One problem I realized very quickly with this is that you may know that when you're in live mode, mirrors don't go down with the walls. Like all the mirrors will stay visible. So you may imagine that it will be pretty hard to play in this property, or at least in the current state with mirrors all the way around. I did want all four sides covered in mirrors. Yeah, it turns out I very quickly realized that I couldn't do that because it would be a nightmare to actually play in. So you'll see what I do in a minute. So right now I'm actually just putting these sort of, I guess, fake windows in. They're not fake, they're real windows, but you don't see them from the outside because they're just there designed to let in light to the rest of the building. Now this is where I realized that I kind of needed to have one of the walls that just had windows and not mirrors, because otherwise it'd just be way too hard to play with. So I thought, this is kind of a wacky build. It's just a little bit of fun. It's also not a very long build, as you may realize. It's only like a 13-minute video. So it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple build. It was just a fun concept of having mirrors all around the outside. I thought I'd just play around with it. I thought it'd also be fun to have a pool underneath it. At first, just for aesthetics, just because it made the floor look cool. Like, you can see down a couple of floors to where a pool is. So at first, it was just pretty much just there to look cool. But later on, it does develop into an actual swimmable pool that makes a little bit more sense than just having a glass floor with water underneath it. But I thought it was a kind of cool idea. So, yeah, it's kind of, I guess you can think of this build as just a little bit of a concept build. It's just like I had a little bit of an idea. It's like, hey, what would it look like with a house in The Sims that just has mirrors all over the outside of it? So I thought I'd give it a go. And I think it looks really cool. I do think it looks really cool from the outside. No, it's not entirely practical in terms of, playing with it, just because there's mirrors all around the build. Though, at least you would never find yourself running into the problem of not having a mirror to practice your speech in. So that's problem solved. I really like the kitchen as well, actually, just with the mirrors behind it there. Because we needed more mirrors in the build, so I decided to put some more behind the kitchen. It's a pretty simple layout. We have 2 bedrooms upstairs, 2 bathrooms, 1 ensuite, and then just 1 regular. Had to move the flooring out so I could actually get the items in, because you can't place items on top of dance floors. Normally, anyway. I believe... you know what? I didn't actually test if they could... That's what I meant to do. I meant to test if they could actually use the items. I'm pretty sure you can use all the items that are on top of a dance floor. Have not tested that. Actually meant to test that. Didn't get around to it. So I'm loading up the game now. I'll test while we're going through this. But either way, it looks pretty cool. You have that sort of glass floor with a blue highline around it. I really wish they just had... Because, they must have known when they made the glass dance floor that people are going to use them for skylights and people are going to use them for, glass flooring. They must have known we're just going to use it as a regular floor, not always a dance floor. It would have been nice if they just included a transparent, like fully transparent, no illumination version of it that was just glass, Like, that would have been great. It's kind of annoying that they don't have that. I assume there's probably custom content that is exactly like that, because that wouldn't be hard to make anyway. Right. Anyway, so then we got, just a little living space there. Then it's got a little office nook with a couple of books, desk, computer, all the kind of standard stuff that you need to live in a home and, have fun, get your skills up, all that kind of stuff. All right. So where is my sim? You come over here for a second. Go find a job on the computer. That'll be fun. Here we go. Going into the house. Is it going to work? I'm pretty sure it does. Yes, it does. No worries. The items work on the dance floor. I was kind of worried because I hadn't tested that and I meant to, but it does work as evident by my testing just then, which is good. So I decided to use one of my favorite furnishing styles, and that is just black and white. I don't know. I really love the look of the simplicity of, just basic black and white color scheme, and then a few bits of color here and there. Also, I think it really fits this build just because this is not going to be a homely looking house. You're not going to walk into this cube of mirrors and be like, oh, it's a nice little cottage home. Ooh, there's 3 bowls of porridge. Ooh, the first one was too hot. Oh, this one's too cold. Third one is just right. It's not going to be that kind of home. So that's why I also thought it was quite fitting, especially with, the glass flooring in the middle of it. You're not going to have glass flooring in a traditional sort of home. So I thought I'd have a bit of fun with it. Then that's where I decided, obviously, to get the stairs into the basement so you could actually swim in the pool, which also made a lot of sense. Unfortunately, there was not really any room to put the stairs in at that point, so they kind of just went in the middle of the room. Though that did create a nice separation between the kitchen and the sort of living space. I think it worked pretty well. And you still have this sort of open plan living space on the floor above, and then you get this nice pool area down below, which I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with, because we have all this space for just like a pool area. I thought I'd do these little drains. You always see those sort of drains on the side of pools in like public swimming pools, because I don't know, the water always, I assume there's a reason to it, and I assume some of you know, but their pools are always like filled to the brim, and they just have like little drains where it like sloshes over the edge. I don't know, is it just because, I don't know, maybe just like filters the water better than standard filters? I don't know how it works. Anyway, so I thought I'd just put those in there. Bit of fun, a little bit of detail, a couple of little changing lockers there, and a couple of little sort of more outdoorsy themed sofas. Not 100% outdoor looking, but because obviously we're in the basement, it's not outdoors, but just a little bit of that, and a couple of towels there as well, where you could lie down under the UV lamps that we put down here so you tan in the basement, because who doesn't want to do that? It's kind of stupid, but you can just imagine they just chucked their towels down there and went for a little bit of a swim. Upstairs, again, pretty simple. Just got this sort of white stone flooring, these sort of standard lights that we use, not standard lights, but the lights we're using in the rest of the house, just to light up the place, make it look okay. And then keeping it kind of, I wouldn't say ultra modern. It's definitely not an ultra modern theme, but it's definitely a very sort of modern, not contemporary, it's more of a modern kind of home, just because it's so void of color. It's just so white, it's like such a it's like I don't know if I could stand living in this place, to be honest, but I think for the purposes of the build and the theme that I'm going for, I think it works. I definitely think it does. I don't know if I could live in this thing. I don't know. I don't think I could. I don't think I could, but I think it looks really cool. As far as the outside goes, the exterior, as far as a cube with mirrors on it goes, it looks pretty cool. So yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. But of course, you can download this on the Sims 4 gallery by either clicking the link in the description down below, or you can search for my origin ID, which is the Sim Supply, which is the same as my username here on YouTube, just without the spaces. You'll be able to find all of my builds there, and of course, you can. I don't know what I was going to say there. Of course, you can check out my other builds too, I guess, is what I was going to say. I've got more builds, and I've got videos of them all. Because people often ask, it's like when I share, because I usually share the build to the gallery first. Like, I'll finish the build and upload it like immediately after I finished it. And then they're always like, is there going to be a video of this? I'm like, well, yeah. It's really, I don't know if there's anything on, well, besides, like, I don't know if there's any house build on the gallery of mine that I've done that doesn't have a video. There might be, but actually I think maybe the first 1 or 2 things don't have a video because I might have built them. I don't know. Anyway, the the point is, most of my houses have videos because that's I want to share the process with you. You know, it's a little bit of fun. This room was a little bit more colorful than the others. I felt like if it was a teen or a child or whatever, you know, they have a little bit more color in the room. Even still, it's pretty basic. It's just you know, couple of the sort of tealish aqua kind of colored pieces, and that's about it. I mean, there's a bit more color, but not a whole lot. I mean, this was a pretty quick build because it was just a small home, a cube at the end of the day. There's nothing super detailed about it. It was only about 45 minutes to build this thing, hence why the video is not that long, because I think the basic furnishing stylings go along with the basic exterior with just, it's basic. It's a basic beep, if you know what I mean. But yeah, no, I like it. I like the aesthetic of it. It's just something that it's a little bit different from what I would do. Or is it? I guess it's not. That's always a weird phrase, isn't it? Something different than I would do. Well, it's not because I did it. So that phrase doesn't make much sense, does it? Yeah, I never really thought about it. I was gonna have, and tell me what you think. I wasn't sure if the mirror cube, I wasn't sure if it looked better with this border around it or better without the border around it. I couldn't tell. I'm not convinced either way yet. Let me know. Do you think it looks better with this sort of like fence and flooring around the outside, or if it was just in the grass field with nothing around it? Because I wasn't sure. I was gonna put it on foundation because I think I would have rather having it on foundation. But the reason I didn't do that is because it would sort of mess up the stairs on the inside going down to the basement, and it would make them longer, and it would mean I'd have to change the sort of pool area as well. So I thought it'd just be easier not to do that. I think it looks really cool at nighttime as well with the illumination though. Illumination around the cube. Here we go. Screenshots. I mean, I think that looks really cool. I don't know what it is about it, but I think I don't know, mirrors are cool, and when you put them on the outside of a house, it looks really cool. I love that shot where you just have the doors in the middle of nothing. You might have seen the reflection there that there was a post box just randomly over the other side of the grass. I added in a proper post box and exterior bin after the screenshots. I also added a bin in the kitchen, so don't worry. It's not in the screenshots, but I did add it in, so when you download it, you will get it. Here are the interior shots of the open plan living area, which I think, for a pretty simple build and furnishing, I think it looks pretty schmick. You know, I think it looks really good. The floor is a little bit intense there. I think I really, again, I wish there was just a clear sort of plain glass flooring. I think that would look really, really nice. But it does the job, and you can see up through there to the floor above, which I think looks super cool. That'd be a pretty fun pool to swim in. There is the master bedroom. Like I said, all the furnishings are pretty basic, but I think it goes with the theme of the house. But again, you can download this with the link down below, or go to my gallery page and get it there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, because it was just one of those little projects I like to do every so often that a bit different from the regular home. Not different from something I would do, because as I explained earlier, it is something I would do because I did it. But just something a bit different from the normal home. It's always a little bit of fun. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day. There's the end of the video there. Goodbye.